Good morning, everybody. So today I am going thrifting with some reselling friends, but before we meet up, I decided to hit up the big Goodwill in the area and see if I can find some good stuff. My mom was here last week and she scored, and the only other time I've been here, I got a cart full of stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna get that lucky today, but fingers crossed I find a good haul. So the great part about this location is it gets stocked throughout the day, and some people actually spend hours here waiting for the new things to come out. So nothing in this new cart that looks exciting. So I'm gonna pass on all this. So I'm in a very well-stocked wood aisle and just found this nutcracker for $4. I think it's in pretty good shape. Sometimes you have to be careful that they aren't busted because sometimes the nut is so hard it actually doesn't crack, so it can actually break the piece. But this one is really pretty. And then I also saw this cutie pie on top, painted birds, $3. I don't know if it's well done enough to pick up, but the birds are really sweet. This location has a ton of original art, and you get pieces like these, which are more exploratory, and then, you know, portraits that will haunt you, and then, you know, better frame pieces. This is my cart. So I'm on the hunt for frames because I have so much loose art that I need to reframe. So like this one, I like the wood frame and the mat, and I have a skinny piece actually that would fit really nice in there. This one, I like the frame and the mat, but now I'm looking at the mat and it almost looks like it may have been more rustically cut. But I like any sort of unusual frame that's skinny because I have a lot of art that's skinny. This I like for what it is, a really pretty painting. And I even like this watercolor, although I got it for the frame. And then I have this really pretty bamboo frame here. And then I also just found this piece. It's just a loose piece of art that, you know, it's not particularly well done, but it also is kind of sweet too. I think it's the mountain in the back. I'm like, did they lose steam when they were painting? I don't know, so we'll see. It's only $3. You guys know I have an eye for fish. Thank God it has a chip on the end, so I won't bring it home. But it would have been a hard one to let go and leave behind if it didn't have a chip. Ooh, $7 too. Okay, maybe I wouldn't have brought it home for $7 either, even if it was perfect. This is a really pretty studio pottery glass, $3. The pattern on it is lovely. I've never really picked up glasses before, usually just mugs. I'm not sure how they do in comparison to a mug. The more fancy side of me loves this ripple bowl with the gold flowers. I think I'm gonna have to get this. You guys know I don't sell a lot of pictures, even though I want to buy them. This one is really great, even though I don't like brown. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. So I'm digging this ashtray. It's $7.99, which seems a little steep, but I love all the ripples and the little like polka dots. So I'm gonna look it up. Another picture that I love. They make great utensil holders, and maybe that's what I need to do in the styling. Like I actually need to put utensils in them, and then someone will be more willing to take it home. Some studio pottery mugs. This one has a lovely feel to it, and the glaze is wonderful. So assuming no chips, $3.99, it will come home. This one, debating because it's not a super fun color, just being brown, but there are hints of blue in it. And this one is, yeah, $5, which is a little more than I usually like to spend. It is killing me to not pick up this piece. $3. I would have like done a happy dance in the aisle a few years ago. They just are not selling for me anymore, but it is definitely a stunning, stunning vase. So this guy is kind of fun. It has a matching lid. It's $10. And man, it's huge. I can't decide if I want to pick it up or not. I do think this lid is really fun. I got a bunch of these shellac little lidded pots recently, and they all sold. Now they were floral. They didn't have like a scene on them, so I won't be getting the one that says the destination it has a scene. But if you guys find these and they're floral, pick them up because they have been selling for me in my booth. The amount of silver pieces in the world is just staggering, and this aisle just goes on and on and on. I'm always just shocked how much silver was in use or probably just stored away, frankly, not in use in people's homes. Now these are actually quite sweet, little apples. They are 7, but stamped on the bottom, International Silver Company. Oh no, it's a tiny tea set. Don't worry, I will not be getting it. But young me, like 7-year-old me, would have been all over this. So one thing I would love someone to be able to tell me is, how do I know if something like this is actually old or newer, like made in like the last like 50 years? Because I can't tell turning it over. I mean, this looks like really old, but I did a Google Lens and it looks like it could be from the 90s. So I just do not know how to tell. So if you know, let me know. I like the shape on this piece, but I don't think it's actual copper. I feel like it's one of those pieces that's made to look old, but it's not actually old. These are really pretty. I'm not usually tempted by glassware because I just hate to ship it. I hate to store it. Basically, I hate everything about buying and selling it. So I don't tend to pick it up. But the shape on these and the gold rim, now they could be newer production, but I think they're really sweet. Thankfully, I sold my very last family statue like this last weekend. It was so heavy and I could not wait to get rid of it. These flamed out really quickly. I feel like their rise was swift and then their descent was equally swift. Can't move them for anything. So not picking them up, but I still really like this kind, especially with the pink. Okay, it's time to edit my cart. So I think I'm gonna get this guy, pass on this, although it is really sweet. I'm just not loving the blue outside. Maybe if I painted it gold, I'd like it better. Okay, maybe I do that. Oh my gosh, you guys are probably like, girl, you are not going to paint that. But I am gonna get this one because that is too good and artist signed. I think I may pass on this one, even though the message on the back is so sweet. But I am going to get the frames. Oh, I did pick up, I can't remember if I showed you guys this one. I'm going to take out, obviously, that and just use it for the frame. It doesn't look great with this picture in it, but I have a piece of art in mind already for it. I think I'm going to pass on this guy and get all the frames and the mug and the wavy dish. Okay, so I got pretty much a cart full of stuff, so nothing that was like earth-shatteringly good, but I did pick up some really great frames that I can use with all the loose art that I have. I just have piles and piles of loose art in my studio space, and that stuff needs to be on a wall in someone's home. So at least that, I feel like I'm making progress towards accumulating enough frames to do these framing projects. I got some new tools to help me with it, so I really have no excuse to not do these projects now. Like I gotta just like sit down one afternoon and just devote time to doing it. And I actually do like framing art. Like that's something I enjoy. So I just gotta make time for it, because time is what I always have. No, so I'm getting ready to meet up with my reselling friends next and go to Village Merchants, which is my very favorite place to go in all of Portland. I literally was there a week ago, but they turn through inventory so quickly, I'll probably still find something today. Oh, and then one really lucky thing that happened while I was in there. So I actually saw a local artist. So I bought a few of his pieces and I intended them for me. And when I did the haul, you guys were like, oh, I would like to buy that from you. And I'm actually not using the pieces. So I thought, I don't know if I can sell them because he's a local artist, known, and I feel kind of weird about selling the art of someone I actually know who that person is, like the living, breathing person. Obviously, I sell other people's art all day long, but I don't know them or where they are, who they are, but this person I know of. So I asked him, I'm like, so I have some pieces, and he knows I'm a reseller. I'm like, I have some pieces I bought for me that I may not use, and people have expressed interest in them. How should I navigate this situation? Like, what are your thoughts as someone who is an artist, knowing another reseller has your piece and, could resell it? And he was actually very gracious. And he said that, he is always trying to figure out his pricing because as an artist, that's something that you're doing. And so it's actually helpful for him to know how much I might be able to sell one of his pieces for, because that can help him price his pieces. And so I was just like, oh, good. I'm so glad we actually spontaneously saw each other today, because it was very helpful knowing how I can kind of navigate that scenario. So I'm at the next stop, Village Merchants, my favorite, like I keep telling you guys, and it's definitely quieter. I actually got a spot in the parking lot, which I never score a spot out front. It's very rare Today I might actually go through the clothes. I never go through the clothes. I never have the time. But because I was just here a week ago, I feel like maybe today's my day to actually go through the clothes for a change. And so, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to show you guys the clothes. I don't know if that clothing is at all exciting to you. If it is, let me know. The sweetest little collection of brass vases. They are $8 each, so I won't be getting them, but they're adorable. So my friend Irina found this piece for me, a Florentine style box for $12, so I am keeping it in my basket and maybe getting it. I don't know what it says about me that I like these 3 crazy looking heads and then this little guy here. I must be losing my mind. This is a beautiful box. Look at all of the inlay around, and it has birds on the top of it, which I usually don't see birds. So it's $10. I think I'm gonna put it in my basket. Apparently today is a day for heads because I like this one too. It is $10. So I found all the ladies and I'm going through their baskets, and this is Bridget, and she found this vase for $10. It is stunning. And that baby is Taylor's baby in the background. More heads for me. So this one's $6, hangs on the wall. It's in pretty good shape. Just a little bit of chipping down there, but I don't feel like that really detracts from it. So I think I'm gonna get this guy. Oh, he does have a little bit on his nose, maybe? And then this vase. I also fell in love with this vase. And it's handmade. I really like that right here. It adds so much character, but it feels really soft. And then of course this brass bird. It's $8, and eagles I feel like are not as hot as other birds. But this one is like the perfect little size. So I may put it in my basket to think about it. So this is something Taylor just found, $12. It's so good. So I'm looking in Irina's basket, and abacus, amazing.
Got some
really cute.
little...
Oh, look at, oh, and then this, so cute. It's so like a different shape compared to the other ones.
Yeah,
$4.
I'm not sure like what it's...
Oh my gosh, $4. Oh, I like the vases. Oh, I like that too. And then she just found this box that has boxes inside, and we both were talking about how we've never seen it before. Boxes within boxes. This is really pretty. She also found these teeny tiny little dogs. They are so cute. Oh my gosh. Some more art I found. This one on board for $4. And then I found these are $5 each. And then this one I thought was really interesting. It's actually painted. It's $12. At first I thought it was like some sort of photo, but it's not. It's just a very interesting painted style. This needlepoint pillow is so pretty. I love the velvet and the colors. It's like this beautiful caramel orangey color. Let's see how much it is. All right, it's $28. Oh, it's more than I want to spend. But it's in really good shape for the age of it. Here's one of these book holders that anytime I find them, I generally pick them up, but this one is really flimsy, and it's actually like manufactured. I mean, this is old based on that, but it's not as handmade as the ones I usually pick up, and it's a little bit more flimsy, and it's $10. So I think I'm gonna pass on it. Although the ones that are more handmade, I can sell for like $68 to $78. So I don't know. This is a tricky one, just because it's not quite the quality I usually get. This lamp is stunning. It is $75. Rosy Italian alabaster and brass. Wow. The burgundy tones are very in right now. And then I also really like this metal sculpture. It's kind of a weird pickup, but it's really neat. It's so heavy. $12. I kind of dig that. So in my last video, I told you guys to kind of pass up on the more 3D raised brass wall plaques. And here I'm finding some that I actually kind of like. They're $10, but they have some dents in them, so I won't be getting them. But these are the type that actually kind of tempt me. I don't know what it is about rustic bowls, but I'm always very attracted to them. This one's 10. And if it wasn't 10, I probably would pick it up because I really like the color of it. And as a catch-all, like in your entryway, I mean, that's perfect for keys. Well, friends, it is the next day, and I have a couple errands I need to run, and so while I'm out running errands, I'm going to hit up some thrift stores, of course, because that's the only reason why we run errands, is to unexpectedly go to the thrift store. So fingers crossed, I find some good stuff. So several of my reselling friends have hit up the store this week, so we'll see if they've left anything at all. Look at this teapot. It's in the wood aisle because it looks so closely to wood. Oh wait, it is wood. I thought it was ceramic. So it is in the right aisle. Holy cow. That is wild. It's a teapot made of wood. It is $9.99. Has like a branch for a handle. Wow. Okay, I have no idea if there's a market for something like this. But just this piece of wood alone, like even as a vase, would be very cool. I also found this puzzle. I was so confused on what it was, and I looked it up, and apparently it's some sort of puzzle. So I don't think I'm gonna get it, but my son and husband do love any sort of puzzle thing like this. But as soon as they solve it, they're like, over it. So then I have to like redonate it back. Did I just find modern tramp art? $7.99. I mean, those are like sticks, like matchsticks. Holy cow. I mean, it is terrifying. Imagine if it wasn't so felty and bedazzled. But this might be the first tramp art thing I've ever found in the wild at a thrift store. The wood aisle is filled with so many crazy things. Look at this piece, carved wood. It would look awesome in some sort of country farmhouse, or even like a stable, because I'm assuming it's for horses. Wild. You guys are not going to believe this. So I decided to do a little bit of footage on this for Instagram, like make a joke out of I found my first tramp art piece in the wild, ha ha ha. It's this and not like the really exciting, like old world looking one that everyone wants to find. But I did a Google Lens on it, and these actually are valuable. Like the comps on it are good. What? Am I living in like an alternate universe? So I know I told you guys recently that I'm not picking up people sculptures, but I can't help but like this one. And then there's a matching one over here, although she has a broken neck. The felt color on the bottom makes me think that they actually could be vintage. It's $14.99. You guys know I'm on a hunt for frames, and I just found this one, and it's in really good shape, and the fabric here isn't stained up. So this is gonna come home $6.99. Okay, so that Goodwill was pretty picked over, probably by all my reselling friends. Did I buy that tramp art box? Yes, I did. And you wanna know why? Because like attracts like. And this happens to me all the time. I see one thing, I've never seen it before, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to see it everywhere. And so I'm hoping with this tramp art box, if I accept this one into my heart, that another one will present itself to me. And maybe one that's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't look like a hotel bed. Maybe that's what I am going to get next. So we'll see. We'll see what the thrift gods have planned for me. But I'm hoping that one leads to more tramp art boxes. Next up is Value Village. Not super exciting, but I have sold this brass vase many times. People love the top part. Oh gosh. Okay, there's a crack. All right, back you go on the shelf. Boo. This is a cute little pottery piece, $5.99. I love how short it is. I'm gonna look it up and see if it's vintage. The shelves are so empty in here right now. Every aisle has so many gaps. I hate when they do like their seasonal clear outs. This fish plate weighs a ton because it's wrapped in like pewter. It's $3.99, stamped Japan on the back. Kind of like it. Of course, well, fish. You guys know me. That's definitely more interesting than just a ceramic plate. This piece here, I donated actually. It's still here, and I donated it a long time ago. So I think the consensus is that it needed to be donated and would never probably sell. A butter bell. I'm always looking for these. Oh, and this one is really chipped up. But man, I would absolutely have gotten this if it was in good shape because butter bells sell so well. anyone else get faked out by souvenir mugs all the time? Like, I was so excited when I found these and then of course turned it over to the other side and it's a souvenir mug. So won't be picking it up because souvenir mugs, you know, the person usually has to have been there to want it. So such a bummer. I just found some ceramic Christmas trees in the bag aisle and I collect these and make sets of them. So even though Christmas is far away, anytime I can find them, I'm picking them up. Looking at this price guide makes me very grateful for online comps and being able to search solds and Google Lens, because if I had to price based on these books, I think I would lose my mind. It breaks my brain just to look at the pages. This book, on the other hand, very helpful because it actually shows the pieces and the names. I feel like I could get this one for someone who's like a collector. I don't know how well these books sell for, but this is pretty comprehensive. Well, it's from A to Z, so let's see, how much is it? $5.99. And another one, I didn't realize that Avon bottle collecting was so big that you needed an actual like textbook size collector's encyclopedia. So I just decided to stop at an estate sale and it was so busy in there. I usually don't film in estate sales because the family can be there and it's just kind of an environment that's tricky to film in discreetly. I did get one thing, this tray. It is one of those Ciroc, I never know how to say it, trays. You guys see me pick these up on occasion when they're a good price. This is only $5. My first butterfly one. So very excited about that. The last tray I picked up recently, already sold in my booth. So these, you know, people like them, they collect them. So if you can find them, even if they're kind of like dinged up and have like little markings on it, you can kind of see it has a few markings on it. They still sell. So I always grab them when I can find them really cheap. It's just finding them cheap is the hard part. So I was glad that of everything in there, which was very high, that this was something that was actually kind of underpriced. Okay, you guys, we are back in my studio space, and I feel like this black sweatshirt on camera is so jarring compared to everything else in the room, but I did not feel like changing for you guys when I got home from errands and thrifting today. I wanted to kick things off with the brass that I've picked up recently. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen it, but I know some of you may not, and you may have missed it, and I got some crazy brass this week. I mean, these cats, the biggest ones I have ever found. Now, I have found this style before, just not this size, and they are incredible. So I paid up for them. This guy, it was actually, they were both $20. So I paid up for them, but they're worth, you know, this size, quite a bit of money. And so that's why I grabbed them even for $20. I mean, I'm paying up for brass most of the time. It's very rare that I find brass really, really cheap because most people know what they have. And this particular thrift store in Portland, they know kind of the value of brass. When you go in there, there's still margin, but it's still kind of expensive. So there were some like cranes there and some swans and stuff that I passed on because they were just, you know, too expensive for my budget. But these came home. This bird came home. This was $12.99 because I've never seen this style. And I also picked up this horse because I thought it was pretty. This was $7.99. And then, and then this cutie pie here. This teeny tiny seal I picked up. Now this, like, is this valuable? No, it was $3. Is it worth more than $3? Maybe just a hair. And then after like fees, whether you sell online or booth and shipping it, you know, this is not something I would advise you to pick up. But I thought, oh, it'd be kind of cute in a grab bag whenever I get around to doing grab bags. And plus, I mean, you can't turn this stuff down. Like, you can't not buy it. You just can't. I also scored a bunch of rabbits. And rabbits sell so very quickly, really ridiculously quick. So there was this woman on Facebook Marketplace. She had a bunch of rabbits, and I messaged her, and I said, hey, would you mind doing a bundle deal? And she said yes. Then my son got sick, totally did not get back to her, and then they went pending, of course. So I messaged her and said, hey, you know, if it falls through, just let me know. And thankfully, it fell through. So I got these 3 rabbits, and then the other one that I got is so good. It's this one. I mean, look at the fur. The fur on it is amazing. Actually, all of these they have like good patina, so I won't shine this up because it's an example of good patina to me. It's like it has some tarnish, like it's like you could still shine this up and make it even brighter, but it still has a lot of luster and the patina is even. And so this is like what we're always going for, but this is usually not what you find on a vintage brass. Usually it's more dingy. And that's why I shine them up, to get them to an even starting place, and then they patina out again. So I want to keep this guy so bad because I've never seen one like it before, but this will probably be in the upcoming drop. I'm trying to commit to putting it in the upcoming drop. I'm not showing it to my son, so that way he doesn't like it, because if he likes it, then I'm like, oh, well, I gotta keep it. So it's going to be on, I gotta look at my calendar. It's gonna be on May 23rd. So mark your calendar, that's a Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, because that's where I am. So 6 p.m. Eastern, I will drop a ton of brass, like a whole large box of brass. I'm not doing pre-sales because I just know that the volume of DMs and emails would be staggering. So that's why I'm not doing any. So I'm sorry. If you want them, you're gonna have to come to the drop on that day, and I'll give you guys a reminder on social media. Just, you know, mark your calendars. That is when I'm going to do it. So yeah, that was a really good brass day. I was so excited by all the things I got, especially these guys. Like, what? Just cannot believe how big they are. I also got recently some other stuff that I wanted to show you that you did not see on footage, because I got these in the mail. I got this set of 4 Kakashi dolls. So you know, every time I do this, I'm sure you guys are like, can you just put them on a surface and pan around rather than hold them all up like a weirdo. They're a set of 4. I'm probably not going to sell them as a set of 4. I'm going to sell them individually. And this one I really like because her hair has a little bit of like a little bouffant here, and that reminds me of me, because, you know, I have a little bit of a bouffant, you know, and so the rest of them have more straight hair. She has a little extra, probably because she's the smallest, therefore the youngest, so maybe she has all the sass in the family, but I thought they were very cute. I've been bringing kind of the one-off Kakeshis that I don't want to keep for myself to my vintage booth, and they've been selling in this space. There's also a lot of like Japanese artifacts and pieces in Tiny Brambles, where I have one of my vintage booths, so that they look at home there. So yeah, I was very excited to get these, and that's where they're gonna go. But I guess, you know, if one of you guys want any particular one, you know, let me know. I also got this painting recently, and I have been on an art kick, and I have some more art pieces to show you. I've also been thrifting so many good frames for my framing project that I keep talking about, that I am promising you I am going to do. I'm actually hoping to make a start maybe this weekend on it. So this I thought was really lovely. Seasonal art sells. Now, to be honest with you, when I purchased this, I thought this was going to be bigger, like at least like out to here. And so when it arrived and it was in the tiniest box, I was like, yeah, I should start reading the description more. But I thought it was very cute. Seasonal art, like I said, sells. So it's not a huge like mess up, but it definitely will not be worth as much as I thought it was going to be worth. But that can happen to you sometimes. Sometimes that's the problem when you order some stuff online. Things just don't show up the way you think that they are going to show up. Like that painting, it just happens sometimes. But you just gotta move on and accept it, and that's just the nature of buying online and sourcing online. Okay, so more art. So this is an owl painting that's actually painted on the glass, which I thought was awesome. When they took it off the wall, I had no idea if this was like painted, or I didn't know if it was like an original painting at all. And then I didn't know how it was painted, and I did not expect it to be painted on glass like this. And I thought it was great because the frame is really good. I like the gold detail. It's very, you know, rustic cabin. And I like the fact that it has the brown texture. You can kind of see if I go closer. It's like a textured type of background. Thought it was great. It was only $24, which I thought was really good. And yeah, I was really excited to score this because I'm really on an art kick right now. And I also got this piece at Goodwill. So I went to the big Goodwill location and got a lot of frames, but this is an actual like art piece that I was excited to buy. It was only $7. Very much reminds me of Mount Hood, which is in our area. So I'm really excited about this piece. It's very rare that I find paintings, I feel like, anymore at the thrift store, like really, really good ones like that. A lot of hobby art. There's so much hobby art. probably because of the painting parties. So many painting party companies. I also picked up this one, and I actually saw this one of the last times I was there, and I really, really liked it because of all the colors. And I know it's not for everyone because it's very, very collagey, abstract looking. And then also, you know, it's the little grill. Is that a hibachi? Is that what they're called? Anyways, I mean, we all have some sort of memory tied to this grill. So I think that's why it also spoke to me. I was like, oh, it reminds me of like being in high school and going to the park and by the lake and doing like a barbecue and eating burnt, you know, meat off the grill. So I really liked it. It was $28. This is going to be for me. And the white frame is very like ornate for the piece, which I think is kind of funny. But I do love when something ornate, like if there's an ornate frame on a piece that's definitely not like old world or antique looking. I think that like contrast is really fun. And I think that's what makes this piece fun. One of my very favorite decorating styles, like if I had to dream up my dream decorating scenario, it would be a Parisian apartment with that really thick crown molding with all the medallions in big, huge, like light fixtures. And then it would be colorful, modern art and modern decor. That would be like my dream if I could have that one day. I mean, I feel like that's everybody's dream, right? You know, that's a lot of people's dream. So yeah, moving on back to reality. This is definitely coming back to reality because this piece, I don't know how I feel about it because it is bizarre. And I thought it was ceramic, and then I realized it was wood. And it is weird, and I can't help but like it. It was $10. It was not cheap, but it's so well made and strange. And I don't know, I feel like someone might want this, right? Because if I saw it, it was like, ooh, that is a weird one and good. Someone else might think it's good. Or does it look like poop? Does it look like a swirl of poop? Sorry, that got gross. It just hit me when I just looked at it right now. People probably don't want it now because they're like, who wants the poop teapot? I don't know. Hopefully whoever buys this doesn't watch this video. I'll just send it to my booth. Send it to my booth and they will have not seen it, maybe. But anyways, I still like it no matter what. Maybe beehive. We're just gonna go beehive. That's what it looks like, beehive. We're rebranding it. It is the beehive pot. I also got more art. This one is definitely kind of shellacked, and I thought, I'm like, is this like a print? Is this, you know, what did someone do to this? But no, the artist shellacked the crap out of it. But I kind of like it because it has like that vintage postcard type of feel to it as a painting, which is maybe what they were going for. So this will probably go to my vintage booth because a lot of this small art like this does well there. And so I will probably put that there. This one, I'm probably going to try and frame. I just thought it was really, really pretty. I like the blue and the red, and barns and red barns, you guys are telling me it sells, especially for all you out in the East Coast in the US where the red barns live. You don't find them out here as much as I feel like when I was in Michigan, there was a lot of red barns. And so that's just also kind of reminds me of being out in the country there. And one thing that's going to be very exciting for someone out there, I am not going to keep these. I'm going to sell these two adorable rose pictures, and I love the framing. So buy them quickly before I change my mind because I really think they're lovely. But I'm like, you know what? No, you cannot keep all small art. Some of it you have to sell, especially since you guys always wish I would sell it. And I know I'm disappointing people when I keep a lot of the good stuff. Okay, so just a few more things I wanted to highlight. This piece I thought was really lovely. And if you guys know the origin, let me know. I just thought, like, I have seen this style of inlay or marquetry before, but I have not seen the birds, and I just thought it was really pretty. And it was $10, which is a little more than I would typically want to spend on it, but because it's so unique in the center, I felt like, you know, it was worth paying up for. And then, oh, I did pick up a couple heads. I do have a buyer who loves heads, and so anytime I find a head, I offer up to them. So this one is too like old world European. This is not their vibe. This, though, could very well be their vibe, although it's also kind of my vibe. So I also kind of want to keep this dude because he's very cool and really well done. And I'm assuming, like, I don't know, is this Jesus? I mean, he has a crown of looks like maybe thorns. or maybe not. I don't know. You guys know I can see religious people and basically everything. So yeah, I don't know who that is, but it's very cool. And so I'm gonna offer up to her first rather than keep it. Now this piece, you can see there's like chips on the bottom. Well, in the footage, there were less chips. So it definitely got more chipped as I shopped around. So there was no putting this back, even if I wanted to, because that'd have been kind of like a jerk move. But I really like it just because it hangs on the wall. It definitely is an oldie. It has a marking on the back, so it was made by someone. And so I don't know, I'm like, should I put it in the wall? Like the head? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what I do with him, but I thought it was very, very fun piece. And the chips kind of, you know, you kind of make it feel more, you know, like a relic from Rome or something. And the final thing I wanted to show you was this really pretty wavy plate. Loved the movement on it and the gold. I thought it was really lovely. I usually don't pick up porcelain pieces like this, but I kind of, I don't know, I had a soft spot for it because of all the waves. So I just had to get it. I don't know who made it, or I did not do a Google Lens on it like I should have, but I felt like I just loved it so much. I didn't care what the Google Lens says. Like I was gonna buy it regardless. It was only $5. So I don't know if I'm listing this or not. I thought it was really pretty, especially for styling on a surface. This would be beautiful. So that's why I had to get it. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. More information about the brass drop is below. Hope to see you there. I have so many brass things to show you. I'm gonna tease them over the next week. So keep an eye out on Instagram. Thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care. Okay, you guys, we are back at my studio.